Right now, today, I'm going to teach you the importance, and I mean the importance of being able to accept a compliment the correct way. There are many reasons why we don't accept compliments. I don't know what it is in the DNA of people. We have a hard time accepting compliments. It might be something in our past or our culture or something. I am here to tell you right now, single-handedly, this can ruin your career. I'm going to take you on a little journey on how to accept compliments and even a little bit of my intellectual property that I've learned over the years. So with that said, I want to hear your responses and then I'll repeat them. Why do you think we have a hard time accepting compliments? Raise your hand.
We think someone else wants something from us.
We think someone else wants something from us. That's a good one. What's their ulterior motive? Next.
We think that if someone's telling us something, if we accept the compliment, that we think that we're better than someone else.
You got it. If we accept the compliment, then we're really saying, hey, I'm better than you, or I have too much pride. Very good.
Similar. It's kind of a misguided way of being humble.
It is a misguided way of being humble. It's almost like false humility.
I can say low self-esteem.
Yes. We have a hard time saying thank you because ultimately we might not actually believe we're worthy of it. We actually might believe that, why would you think that of me? Because I don't think of that of myself. These are all excellent. Do you have another reason?
We might think it's just our responsibility. Hey, good job. Well, I was just doing my job.
Wow. That's a good one too. It's just my job, just my responsibility, so I don't need any future acknowledgement. I'm here to put all those myths to rest. Anytime you get a compliment, it's not about you, it's about how you make people feel. So say that. It's not about me, it's about how I make people feel. And if you make the person that gives the compliment not feel good, then guess what? That's on you. That's absolutely on you. And really, you're the one that becomes the insulter. So now I would love to have Lauren come up front. Give Lauren a hand clap. Hi, Lauren.
Hi.
Welcome to the front of the room.
Hi.
Okay, so I am going to do everything wrong, and I mean wrong. So I don't know what it is in the DNA of humans. We do have a hard time accepting compliments, and that's going to change today instantly. So this is a live interaction. We haven't practiced this before, and I'm going to do everything wrong. Hold on.
Kara, I love your dress.
Oh my gosh, this old thing, I got it 10 years ago at Ross. I had to dig for 5 hours. Look, there's a snag in it. It has deodorant rings. It's just not a big deal, really. It's nothing. It's a rag. Does anybody know a person like that? Raise their hand. Is anybody that woman? Be honest. Okay, that's all going to change right now, and I really mean this. So this is a live interview. Question number 1. What was I saying about myself when I wouldn't accept the compliment? What was I saying about me?
That you basically didn't acknowledge that you had taste, maybe in clothing, or that you...
I actually just completely downed myself. Very good. Low self-esteem flag alert, ladies. Right. Question number 2. What was I saying about your opinion?
It really wasn't valued.
Ooh. I basically said, well, you're an idiot. Why would you think this is nice? Seriously. I mean, come on. Who does that? Who thinks this is nice? So now between the both of us, which one of us is the more rude person in this situation? Me. All because I couldn't accept a compliment. It's not about me. It's about how we make other people feel. And I made her feel like her opinion wasn't valid. It wasn't worthy. Okay, and last question. Did you want to compliment me again tomorrow?
More than likely not.
More than likely not. So who just started the invisible wedge of stonewalling between coworkers? Who? Me. Unknowingly, though. All this is unknowingly. Because of all these reasons. Oh, it's not a big deal. It really isn't because I don't believe it. Or I just didn't want to accept it. Or, I think another reason that no one said out there today, why we have a hard time accepting compliments, is because we feel like we have to give a compliment back, or they think that they're going to get one back. That's a little awkward. And I'm here to tell you right now, you do not have to get into a compliment war. This is what women do next. Oh, okay, well, thank you, but no. Your dress is the nicer one. And look at your earrings. And oh my gosh, look at your haircut and the hair color and your smile and your shoes and your fingernails. Holy cow, you're amazing.
Thank you.
Good job, good job. But do you see how that compliment war? We get into these compliment wars. You know women that do that too, or people that do that. So this is brand new, ladies. Never been taught before how to accept a compliment. You're gonna love it. It's my intellectual property. I'm so excited. It's called the tagline. Everybody by now has taught you to just say thank you. Has anybody had somebody teach you, hey, just say thank you? Just say thank you. Here's the problem with just saying thank you. Thank you. Or, oh, thank you. It's still not enough, as weird as that is.
It's not very sincere.
It's not very sincere. It doesn't come up, that, or, then it just like, thank you, I know. I'm amazing. I'm God's gift to this earth, right? It's weird when you just say thank you. This is the part no one's ever taught you before. It's the power is in the tagline, having the proper tagline. Listen to some of these amazing taglines that just enhance the thank you that you're trying to say in the first place, that will really make you walk out of this door, ladies, and I mean it. It'll make you walk out of this door today being able to say thank you the proper way. Thank you, that made my day. Thank you, that means a lot to me. Thank you, I appreciate that. Thank you for taking the time to tell me. Thank you, happy to do it. Thank you, my pleasure. Those are the kind of taglines that are going to advance you and make you move forward in your career and just in the confidence and in your leadership abilities. Single-handedly having that tagline. That's not a compliment war, that's not a put down, that is absolutely about them, about how you made them feel. So let's try this one on for size. This is my favorite part of the seminar. Favorite part. You ready? You get to compliment me about anything you want. See why I like this job? Why is it taking so long? I'm so confused.
You're great at what you do. You're a great motivational speaker.
Oh, thank you. That means a lot to me. I can't help it. I got to go in for a hug. Okay. I really did appreciate that. That means a lot. It does, because it's special to me. It made my heart happy.
Good. Glad to hear that in a minute.
Okay, so how did that make you feel?
Made me feel valued and that you're really listening.
It made her feel valued and that I'm really listening. This is incredible, ladies. You have the power to do this as you leave. Give her a hand clap. Proud of you. Proud of you. Okay, now I have a few quick stories for you that will change you forever, and then you have to practice. I actually am going to force you to accept a compliment. Okay, you ready? Story number 1. And this, both male and female, no one's above this. So this gentleman, when I was leading a seminar, raised his hand and said, I made a big mistake in my career because you know what he did? I guess the supervisor came up to him and said, hey, we think you would be really good for this position. And guess what he did? Exactly what you said. Oh, I'm just doing my job. Oh, it's no big deal. The supervisor took a step back and said, you do want the position, don't you? He made that person doubt in him. So he said after he was leaving the seminar, he was going to go straight to his boss and say, remember the other day when you said I'd be great for that position? I just want to thank you. I'm glad that you noticed. I'm happy to do it. I'm interested in that position. You can make your right wrong, or your wrong right. You can make your wrong right. Okay, story number 2. I had a high-end project manager sent to a seminar, and he said, I work with $1 million projects. I don't have time to give compliments. So he finally gave a compliment at the debrief. Ladies, I'm here to tell you something very important. If you get a compliment in public, you must accept it in public. So what happened to this lady? So this gentleman said, I don't have time to give compliments. People need to just do their job. So at the debrief, he said, I finally said, hey, so-and-so got overlooked and I just wanted her to be recognized. And guess what the lady said back? Oh, stop it. You're embarrassing me. And you know what he said? His words. I haven't complimented that woman since. These things hurt your career. These little nuances unknowingly make a difference. All that woman had to say is, thank you, happy to do it. It's pretty simple. Next story. I have a girlfriend who can sing really good. Does anybody know anyone that can sing well? And so she has a hard time accepting compliments. Now that's changed in her because I said to her, you got to come to one of my seminars and learn this. She used to say things like, oh, not really, my voice isn't that great, or did you hear it today? It was awfully pitchy, or well, I messed up. Actually, today my voice wasn't at its best. I have a rasp, all these things. Have you ever been so annoyed with somebody because they have an undeniable talent and it's just obvious? And if they don't recognize their undeniable talent, you kind of secretly hope that that talent gets taken away from them. Or am I just revealing my dark side here? I hope your vocal cords rip then, right? No, I didn't really say that out loud, did I? I did. Okay, so you with me? So I said, hey, it's not about you. It's about how you make people feel. And I gave her some taglines. That's like what people have given to me, gifts over the years. Thank you, that made my day. She calls me now. She's a good friend of mine. Kara, after church today, I saw everyone walk away from me with a smile. She started saying taglines like this. Thank you. I'm glad the song ministered to your heart. Thank you. I'm glad those words meant a lot to you. Thank you for taking the time to wait and tell me that this song meant a lot to you. Thank you for telling me. I appreciate that. That means a lot to me. She says she watches everybody walk away with her with a smile. And my last story, and this is probably the most precious one to me of all. Inevitably, without bragging, just being truthful, one of you will come up to me. You will. And say, Kara, I just really appreciated the day. There was something you said that touched my heart, or you didn't even know what I was going through, or I could relate to what you were saying. I really feel motivated and inspired. One of you will do that to me, which I'm thankful for, by the way, because then why else am I doing this? Here's the deal. What if I said to you, no big deal. Oh, I'm just doing my job. Oh, not really. I would single-handedly have ruined my entire day with you. If I've had to learn to say thank you with a tagline, you have to do this. There's no option, folks. It's not about you. It's about how you make other people feel. And at the end of the day, it's worth it. It's worth it. And those are the kind of people that other people want to follow. And that's how you become an amazing leader. So now I'm going to make you try it on for size.
Can I ask you a question?
Of course.
So do you think that children learn to not accept compliments from watching adults? Because my children accept every compliment I give them. They don't have a tagline attached, but if I tell my daughter, you're beautiful, thanks, Mommy. But adults don't do that. So I'm thinking that it must be something that's learned.
Very good point. I don't know that I've ever thought about this before. I think at some point it's kind of beaten out of us, if you will. At some point, we do need to have that little childlike faith that I can be anything, I can do anything. And so if somebody else recognizes some greatness in us, we don't want it. You know that famous phrase, everyone's scared of failure? No, they're not. People are more scared of success than they are failure. So I think sometimes why we don't accept a thank you as adults and we're being a bad role model to kids is because we fear success more. Ladies, who are you to not be successful? Because if you are successful, in turn, others want it too. Jack Canfield, who wrote Chicken Soup for the Soul, says, successful people are willing to celebrate their own success. Not in a brag way, in a way that if I can celebrate, hey, I want to celebrate with you. Something really good happened to me. Now, here's the second side of that. Jack Canfield also says successful people, in his success principles, successful people are willing to celebrate in the success of others. And the truth is, over these years, I think why adults get beat down is because the truth is, no one really wants you to be successful. Because in turn, they have to look in the mirror and say, well, shoot, if they can do it, then I guess I have to too. And I don't really want to, or I'm not sure. So that's why I love when people lose weight and we celebrate it. I said, you need to be here today, even if you're not doing good. Because if you celebrate with somebody else being successful, in turn, one day you will be successful too, period. You know who's not successful in life? Is the people that walk out to this parking lot today, see a BMW, and start saying horrible thoughts or out loud, must be a trust fund, baby. Look at this rich person. They have it easy. Screw them. And then they get out their keys and key the car. Oh, has it never happened to you? Oh yeah, I don't own a BMW. So if you want to be successful, you better change your psychology. You ready? You walk out into that parking lot, you see a BMW, and you say, good for that person. They probably worked really hard. Maybe they're a doctor that had to spend many, many years in residency. You gotta change our thought life, because if not, we're not modeling to kids. I used to teach kindergarten, and a little girl, if she'd say, Mrs. Lane, I want to be a ballerina when I grow up. Would I really do this to that little girl? Would you do this to your kid? That's highly unlikely. Look at your legs. Seriously, what are you thinking? What if a little boy came up to me and said, Mrs. Lane, I want to be a police officer. Yeah, right. Like there's going to be enough tax dollars in your county? Come on. Right? Isn't that what we do as adults? We grow out of that childlike, yeah, oh, thank you. I do see that in me. And someday we don't see that in ourselves anymore.
That dreamer aspect.
Yes. Now, of course, we all know that dreams need a plan and you have to accomplish your plans. 50% of people have goals. You know that, right? Only 50%. Only 10% of that 50% actually write their goals down. Who do you think accomplishes their goals? And I'm here to tell you right now, one of my favorite phrases is, instead of why them, why not me? Why not me? Why not me? So one more story, if you don't mind. It wasn't being sold today. It wasn't on there. I like teaching people how to public speak. So I called the seminar company that I work for and I said, I want to do a training on public speaking. You know what the first thing out of the person's mouth was? Why you? There are hundreds of trainers in our company. What makes you so special? I had to toot my own horn in a way that wasn't going to ruin me. And I said, oh, on the inside, I was backpedaling. Yeah, who do I think I am? What an idiot. Why would I even do this? You're right. And that's when most people do what? I give up. You're right. I swallowed hard. And I was like, okay, this is a make or break opportunity. And I said, you're right. I'm sure everyone else deserves to do that. Because this person said to me, all the other trainers in this company think that they're great public speakers too. So what makes you so special? Swallowed hard. I'll tell you exactly what makes me special. I don't think I've arrived. I still work on my speaking ability. I still go to my speaking club. I still have people keep me accountable. And that's exactly why I like helping others. And this is why I think it's a crucial topic. Guess what the answer was? Oh, no problem. Okay, so let's get you scheduled. Can you fly out and stand in front of a green screen and teach us this? That's all it took. Just tooting a little horn. Not in a way that honestly was going to sabotage me. I about self-sabotage just because of that little girl in me that wanted to say, wait, I do want to do it. Or the adult in me, no, I don't. I don't know. Maybe he's right. I'm not that great. You know, the successful people in life are not necessarily the ones that are the most talented, folks. You know what I'm talking about? They're not the most talented. They're the ones that see the worth in themselves. You want to know the litmus test of leadership? You're walking, you look behind you, and somebody's actually following you. That's leadership. You got to see your value to walk, though. You got to see your worth, not in a brag way, in a way that, wait, I want to influence other people. Another story quickly. I have a lady that she has no idea, except for when we were years later as adults. I modeled my entire life after this one lady. Her name is Vicky. You see, one of my good friends from growing up had an older sister that was 16 years older than her. 16 years older than her. My friend was the oops baby. I didn't understand why they called her oops, but I get it now that I'm an adult. She was definitely a oops. 16 years later, another baby, same parents. So I would just hear the reputation of Vicky and what kind of mom she was, and she was a pastor's wife, i.e. I'm one today. I just hear all the stories about her dating life and the guy she picked at college and all these things, and I even modeled, this is going to be a weird part, I even modeled my honeymoon after her. Just the stories I heard of what she was like. I hardly knew her. I maybe met her twice, 3 times, because she was already grown, you know. It wasn't until I was an adult that I got to see her. She was doing a speaking engagement. She's a speaker. My whole life is modeled after this lady. It wasn't until I was an adult that I couldn't hold back in absolute tears. Thank you for being my role model. My entire life is modeled after you. And she accepted the compliment. Thank you, that means a lot to me. If she had at all said something like, not really, you don't mean that, that's not true, she would have ruined a lifetime of a girl looking up to her. You must accept compliments. It's so worth it. Because I know, and I'm really wanting to inspire you, I know somebody's looking at you. You might not ever know who that is. You might have been told at some point somebody does admire you. Supervisors, you have a big role. Nurses, you remember the little pet story? Just a nurse, that's all she did, was just pet me. And it meant the world to me. You don't know the influence you make. So when somebody says, hey, I really appreciated you petting me during labor, and if she would say, no big deal, I'm just doing my job. No, that single act of kindness changed me. I talk about that nurse constantly. I need her to say, thank you. I'm really glad you told me that. So accept the compliments. All good stuff. So let's see if you can do it. I've really, and I mean this sincerely, I was a little nervous coming in knowing that I was going to video today for this segment. And I was like, oh, you walked in first. We laughed so hard. We had a great connection. Then everybody else, there's not one person I don't feel connected to today. So I want to appreciate you for being in a fabulous, fabulous, fabulous group of ladies.
Thank you.
Add a tagline.
Thank you.
Awesome. Good job. So you can give yourselves a hand clap.